Dudu, you can start.
Okay, thank you. Afternoon, everyone. Again, you'll see my details on the screen here. There's my email address if you're going to have any questions relating to the work. And then someone had asked me for some worksheets. I will make sure that by this weekend, I'll submit them by this weekend. So it will be worksheets covering work we've done ever since the lockdown school began. So I'll make sure there are worksheets for all different types of measurements, as well as the tariffs that we did this week. So those should be available by next week to you guys. I'll have them submitted and you can check the website to find them at least by Monday. And then today we will take over from yesterday. So here you will do calculations for transport tariffs. We have already done municipality tariffs, which was part of the water tariff calculations we did. And then we also did telephone tariffs. Today it's just the transport tariffs under the topic of tariffs. It's just the transport tariffs. And then we are moving on to working with different financial documents. So taking over transport tariffs, it's still that same concept of tariffs. Transport tariffs work much the same as municipal and phone tariffs. They may apply to train travel, buses, and taxis. Generally, transport tariffs are charged per unit of distance. And the further you need to travel, the higher the tariff, and therefore the more expensive your ticket. So these are general examples of what, like, transport. Let's say the Gautrain, the Rea Vaya. What other transport services are there? The Padco buses, the Metro Rail, those different types. I'm not sure how it works with taxis because we usually just pay stand and it's not really calculated formally, but it is applied. And then with like some basic food, transport fares for taxis, buses, and trains in South Africa are exempt from tax. So that means when you pay for your transport, tax is not included in those fees. So the first example here is the municipal MyCiti bus system in Cape Town charges the fares below. For all routes except the airport route, you need to have a myconnect card. For the airport route, you can still use paper tickets, which you can buy at the bus stops at either end of the route. Leandra raised her hand. Can you allow her to speak, please, G?
Lemondre, you're up.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon, Lemondre.
Ma'am, the chat is disabled, so we won't be able to communicate with you again if you want to find out certain things.
Is it possible to enable it, please, G? I don't know. Is it possible?
Dudu?
Yes, G.
I will enable the moment one of the participants does not handle himself good, I'm going to throw him out.
Okay, yes, please. All right, everyone, the chat box is enabled now. So if we experience, it has been disabled because in some other classes there were disruptions. So we'll enable it right now. But if any disruptions start, then they will enable it. So can we please all behave? I'm really hoping we go well because it seems like it's my usual group. So please, guys. Then, yeah, let me continue. So this is the tariffs. They're showing you how the fares are charged for the MyCiti bus, which is a bus system they use in Cape Town. So for all the routes, they're telling us that for all the routes, you get a myconnect card, but you do not get it if you use the airport route. So it's available for all other routes except the airport route. For the airport route, you can still use paper tickets, which you can buy at the bus stops at either end of the route. So for those who know the Gautrain, it would be probably like when you go to all other places, you have the Gautrain card, except for when you go to the airport, you need to buy the paper tickets. Same way with Padco, those different examples. But I just want you to relate it to what you may be familiar with. And then moving on, we are shown here on the very first table that I'm showing you. We are seeing the route for all the other routes where you pay with your MyConnect card. So the MyConnect card is 23 rands, and then they're showing you the routes in the third row there. The route names is F1, F14, F15, F16, and for those routes there, it will cost you 5 rands 30. Then in the other route in the fourth row, it's 10 rand 60 from Tableview to Civic Centre. And then it's free for children under 11 millimeters tall and under 4 years. Excuse that. I think it was when I was copying this. It's under 4 years, not 44. That is a mistake. It's 4 years and not 44. So children under 4 years, it is free. Children under 11 meters and children under 4 years, that's when it is free. Let me erase it so you don't have to get confused by it. Okay, yes. And then on the right side, the table on the right, it shows you the costs when you are using the airport service. Here you'd pay 57 rands for the top one where you Civic Centre to the airport. And then the third row there is showing you from Civic Centre to airport route for children. This time you can see that when you use the airport route, children are paying. And they're paying that charge there, which is 28 rands 11. But it's still free for children under 1 meters tall and under 4 years old. So for those side, it is free. Then monthly ticket offering, there's an option for monthly ticket. So all the other routes are for per single trip. And then the very last row there it's explaining to you the monthly ticket. So please remember this. We'll come back to this page when we want to refer as we do the questions. Question 1, Marisa lives near the waterfront and goes to school in Gardens. She decides to investigate the MyCiti bus system route F1. What will the bus ride from the waterfront to Gardens cost her the first time and why? So what's important, the words we need to, the keywords that will guide us here. Marisa lives near the waterfront and goes to school in Gardens. So we need a route where she uses this route F1. So we need to know what will the bus ride from waterfront to Gardens cost her the first time and why. So this is a one-way trip from waterfront to Gardens and we want to know how much it will cost her. Let's look at this side. Gardens here, passing by Civic Centre to waterfront. This is route F1 there. We are indicating route F1 here. So for this route here, it's showing us that it's going to be 5 rands 30. So that is route F1. So this is the first time she will be using the service, right? So we've seen route F1 is 5 rands 30 because it is the first time she's using the service. She has to buy a myconnect card to use the bus. So the first trip will cost her what? Because it's the first time. It means she does not have a card. So before she can take the ride, she first needs to buy the card, which is called the myconnect card. The card will cost her what? 23 rands for the card and 5 rands 30 for the bus ride. It's 5 rands 30 for the F1 route we have just checked. So if you add the two calculations together, you get 28 rands 30 cents. That is what the first trip will cost her. Yes, thank you so much, guys. I like that you're participating. I was worried you were not going to see the numbers on the other side, but thank you. Yes, you're correct. All three of you are correct. So that was the first question. We understood that. Everyone seems to understand that she needed the money for the card and then the money for the route. So that was the first route. Now, going forward, she has the card. She'll only be paying for the route. Then question 2, after her first bus trip, how much will the journey cost per trip? Keyword again is what? Journey per trip. So they're now saying journey cost per trip. This is now we are taking it as if she's going to gardens, and then we want to know also what it will cost her to go from gardens back to waterfront. So the journey here, it means for each trip, how much will it cost her? It will cost her 5 rands 30 to move from waterfront to gardens. It will also cost her 5 rands 30 if she wanted to move from gardens to waterfront. So from now on, she'll only be spending 5 rands 30, provided of course she does not lose the ticket, the card. Next question is, if she makes 10 trips a week, 10 trips a week, days to school and back again, what will she be paying? Okay, I'm muted. I don't know. It showed that I was muted. Am I back on? Can you guys hear me?
No,
Yes?
we can hear you.
Oh, okay. So if she makes 10 trips a week, which is 5 days to school and back, that's what it means. Monday to Friday, she's going to school. So that means it's a total of 10 trips because in the morning she goes, in the afternoons she comes back. So it's 5 trips in the morning, 5 trips in the afternoons. What will she be paying per week? I see the box on the screen again. I don't know. G, do you know, were you able to get help regarding this box on the screen? Okay, everyone is giving me.
Sorry, no.
All right. Guys, please bear with me. I don't know how to remove it. So it's 53 rands per week. Everyone there who's in the comment system, in the chat box, answered correctly. It's 5 rand 30 multiplied by 2 trips per day multiplied by 5. Or you could just say 5 rands 30 multiplied by 10. Either way, we are getting 53 rands per week. Everyone seems to be on the same page as me, so I'm going to move on to the next slide. Okay, before I do that, let me attend to this one. Okay, yes, thank you so much, everyone. Next slide is Marisa's mother currently drives her to and from school and estimates that she spends 13 rands 62 cents on petrol per day just for the school lift. So Marisa's mother is spending this much. She's spending 13 rands 62 cents on petrol per day. That means to take Marisa to school and to fetch her from school, it costs her 13 rands, 62 rands on petrol per day. So that means every day she's spending 13 rands, 62. How much is Marisa's mother spending on petrol for school lifts per week? Per week, it is 13 rands 62 multiplied by 5 days, which is 68 rands 10 cents. That is how much. Yes, everyone there is correct. 68 rands 10 cents. I see some people get, yes, you are all correct. Everyone has given me a correct answer. And then there are those who gave me with 68.1, 68.1. Although, although that is correct, guys, 68.1 and 68.10 is correct. But for the sake of this question, because you were given in 2 decimals, please make sure that your answer is also written in 2 decimals. So let the question guide you. If they're not specific as to the number of decimals you should use, let the decimals used in the question guide you as to how many decimals you need to use when you give your answer. So yes, that is correct. 68.10 and 68.1 are correct. Guys, please, the most important thing right now is the decimals. And yes, Pila, assuming there are no Saturday classes. If there are Saturday classes, they will definitely let us know, ne? Okay, and then question 2. How much money will Marisa save her mother by using the MyCiti pass instead of traveling by car? So where is Marisa traveling from? So we need to find that out. How much money will Marisa save her mother by using the MyCiti pass instead? So we find that here it's 68 rands 10 cents for the ride. In the previous questions, we calculated how much it costs her for the bus ride. So we take the total for the car ride, the drives that her mother gives her, the lifts. We will subtract the price for the bus. So it's the 68 rands 10 cents, which the mother spends on petrol per week. Subtract the 53 rands, which she would spend on the bus. Then the answer is 15 rands 10 cents, which is what, how much she would be saving. Guys, please quickly answer me. You guys are so, I don't know, man, you are good at this. Did you do this in class or what? Or you just understand now? Because I don't want us to do things you've done in school and we are wasting time when we can be doing things you have not yet done. So everyone, please, who has not done this topic? So give me there on the chat box. Those who have not done it and those who have done it, everyone, if you can, everyone please respond so that I know who hasn't done it and who has done it. Because I know schools don't really do the same things per term. Okay, majority of you have not done it. So it means you are just good at this. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so Marisa will be saving her mother 15 rands, 10 cents per week. So what's the better choice now? It seems clear that Marisa should rather be using the bus instead of letting her mother drive her to school every day. Okay, guys. The next slide. Thank you so much for responding when I asked you to. Question 2. Thuso's family wants to take the bus from the Civic Centre to Tableview. I've highlighted there so you can take note of the places. The family will be moving from Civic Centre to Tableview to go to the beach for the day. So the beach is in Tableview, ne? So from Civic Centre to Tableview where there's a beach. He's going with his parents and his aunt, his younger sister and his twin brothers who are 3 years old. So that's a lot of people, ne? It's the parents. Parents meaning there are 2 people there. He is taking the two parents, the mother and father. He's taking the aunt. He's taking his younger sister and the twin brothers who are 3 years old. How much will a one-way trip to the beach cost the family if both Thuso and his sister, who are both teenagers, have MyConnect cards, but no one else in the family does? So everyone else does not have a card except for Thuso and the sister. But they're going from where? From Civic Centre to Tableview. So we need to calculate how much the one-way trip will cost everyone. A high B, the lessons are like 40 minutes long. Ne? So from 3 p.m. to 3:40, 3:45 there. So 40 minutes to 45 minutes long. Herman, I'll only go back to the first slide when I'm finished. When I'm finished with the lesson, please allow me, then I'll go back. I promise I'll go back. Can I finish? And then I'll go back to those slides when I finish the lesson. All right, guys. So how much will the single trip cost? And B, welcome. I hear you say you're new, so welcome to the class. I hope you benefit. Thuso's parents and aunt will all need to buy MyConnect cards. So their fares will cost how much? There are three, right? It's the parents, two of them, and the aunt. That explains the three there. Multiply by what? The 23 rands for the MyConnect card and the 10 rand 60 for the route. So it means the route from Civic Centre to Tableview will cost 10 rand 60. Let's go verify what I'm saying to you in that slide. This slide. From Tableview to Civic Centre, it will cost them 10 rand 60. That explains the 10 rand 60. Ne? So that explains that. So the 23 rands is for the card, the 10 rand 60 is for the route. We multiply that by 3 because it's the parents, two of them, and the aunt. Then it will give us a total of 100 rands and 80 cents. Second point is Thuso and his sister already have cards, so they only pay for the trip. So they only paying the route fare, which is 10 rand 60. We multiply that by 2 because it's Thuso and his sister. There's two of them. Then the last part is the baby brothers are traveling for free because they are under the age of 4. We are told that the baby brothers are 3 years old and it's twin brothers, right? So the total cost is the 100 rands and 80 cents, 21 rands and 20 cents, which is equals to 122 rands. Guys, I think the most important thing you can note here is over and above the math, you really need to be able to read and understand. So please be able to read and understand before you get into answering the question. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't get that. Okay, Limondre is explaining that you needed to calculate. Okay, I understand. So before I get on to the answer, I'll spend some time on the first slide where you can get the information. Okay, I understand now, Limondre. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you so, so much. Lutando got 121 rands 20 cents. So I'm not sure why. Let's try and do the calculations again and see. Let's first tackle the problem for Luton 23 plus 10 rand 60. Multiplied by 3, we got 100 rands 80 cents. And then the 2 times 10 rand 60 is 21 rands 20 plus 180. I'm not sure why you got 121 rands because I tried doing the calculations again and I got the same answer. So I'm really not sure why you got 121 rands 20, Lutando. Please try calculating again just to verify your calculations. Make sure you add all the decimals that are there, the cents, like the 10 rand 60, you know, include them in your calculations. Maybe that's the problem. And then to answer Pila, and I'm glad everyone is helping him, the children, we're not calculating the twin brothers because they are under the age of 4. Okay, guys, I was trying to revise and say this. With these types of questions, you need to understand both the math and both the English. So I need you guys to also focus when you are in the English class and really take that seriously. Because besides just the schoolwork you are doing this year, when you apply for university next year, if you want to go to university next year, you will notice that with the requirements, English is always there as part of the requirements, the main requirements. Ne? So English is always part of those main requirements. So please make sure you focus on all your subjects. English is as important as all the other subjects. So you can't say because when maybe you probably want to be an accountant or an engineer and you think you can't focus on English. You still need to. And we are realizing this in this question. Most people are failing maths and all the other subjects, not because they're really bad at it, but because it's the language. So pay attention in the English, in the language. If it means reading more books during this time, do that so that you improve your command of the language and you're able to understand the questions and you're able to understand the instructions given to you. For example, here we are given twin. Twin, automatically, you know it's 2. With parents, automatically, you know it's 2. It's things like that. Ne? So I need you to always pay attention to those. These subjects are not so separate, they're not isolated from each other, they're not exclusive from each other. They're actually complementing each other. So you, as well as you might do well in maths, please make sure you're also doing well in all your other subjects, especially English. Ne? And sorry for that TED talk now. Yeah, let's back to the math. Question 3. Karen lives in Johannesburg but regularly travels to Cape Town for work. Her Cape Town office is based near the Civic Centre. So it is convenient to catch the MyCiti bus from the airport to the Civic Centre in town. How much would a single trip from the airport to the Civic Centre cost her? Okay, I'm gonna go back to the slide there so you can get the information. But right now, what do we know? We know that Karen lives in Johannesburg. She lives in Johannesburg, right? But regularly travels to Cape Town for work. Her Cape Town office is based near the Civic Centre. So it is convenient to catch the MyCiti bus from the airport to the Civic Centre. So where is this route? It's airport to the Civic Centre in town. This is the route we are looking out for in the slide there. So we want to know how much it costs from airport to Civic Centre. The question here is, how much would a single trip from the airport to the Civic Centre cost her? Let's quickly go to that. There, that's the slide. Airport to Civic Centre, this is the route. It's route A1. So it means it costs how much? It's 57 rands to move from Civic Centre to airport, or to move from airport to Civic Centre. You know it's vice versa, right? We are given these routes as vice versa. So it's going to be 57 rands. Okay, back to that. Yes?
15 minutes to end.
Okay. Okay, we found it cost her 57 rands. Thank you so much, everyone. And then on average, question 2, on average, Karen makes 5 rounds from the airport to the Civic Centre and back again in a month. So it's 5 rounds in a month, ne? From the airport to the Civic Centre and back again. So it's round trips, 5 round trips, meaning the going from the airport to the Civic Centre counts as 1 trip. The going from the Civic Centre to the airport is another trip. So 5 round trips equals to 10 single trips. I hope you understood that. In a month, ne? They're asking, is there a cheaper bus fare or package she could use? Can someone answer me? Is there a cheaper one she could use? Okay, guys, you are not answering the question. The question is saying, is there a cheaper option? Okay, fine. You've answered here that 57 rands multiplied by 10 would be 570, right? We've got that. But now let's look at a cheaper option she could opt for. Instead of paying 570, she could pay cheaper. Let's see there. With the information provided, we find that there is a cheaper option. Here, the monthly ticket. The monthly ticket offering unlimited travel on the airport to the Civic route. Ne? So it's going to cost how much? 499 rands 50 cents. So that is the cheaper option. As opposed to paying the 570 rands, she could pay 499 rands and 50 cents if she uses the monthly option. Yeah, you see, that's the answer, that she could use the monthly option and rather, yes, everyone there is correct there. She could use that monthly option, and instead of spending 570, she could spend 499 rands and 50 cents, saving 70 rands and 50 cents. That's a huge amount to save. Imagine what you could do with 70 rands, 50 cents saved every month. That's a big amount saved there. So I'm glad you're all following and you're understanding. So that's again, we first, everyone quickly, when in the beginning they gave me 570, which was not what the question was asking, right? So it's important that we follow all the steps through up until you get to answer the question that was asked. So it was correct of you to do the calculations of 570 so you know how much she's actually spending. And then we go look for a cheaper option. Okay? So just go to it to the very end. The question here is there a cheaper bus fare or package she could use? So what's important here? We first answer the question. It's a yes or no. In this case, it's a yes. There will be a mark for the yes. And then there would be a mark for the explanation as to which one would be a cheaper option. If she buys the unlimited monthly airport ticket, how much will each trip cost her? Is this cheaper than buying a single trip ticket? There again, we've already answered this in the chat. The monthly rate is 499 rands 50 cents. 5 round trips is equals to 10 one-way trips. There. So either way of answering there, it means now this is much cheaper than the 57 rands per trip. So whilst now she's only paying 57 rands per trip, with the monthly ticket, she could only be paying 49 rands, 95 rands per trip. So you could look at it as a single trip and compare the cheap rates for the daily ticket, or you compare the cheap rates for the monthly ticket. Either way, how you guys answered it is correct, and this way is also correct because it compares the two, and it still comes out that the monthly ticket is the cheaper option. So that's what we deduce from this. The monthly ticket is the cheaper option. She should go for that because she's saving the money there. And I'm moving on to the next slide. How am I? Okay, yeah. VAT. I'm going to get into the information about till slips and financial documents. Ne? Why am I starting with VAT right now? I'm starting with VAT because in the financial documents, that's where you'll see how this VAT usually works or how it's charged. So in a till slip, you'd be paying for your things, and then you'd see at the end there they've included that VAT is how much that is added on top of the values you've already paid for. So VAT is not charged on some essential groceries in South Africa. Which essential groceries is it not charged on? Do you guys know which items are exempt from VAT? Okay, Rehan, we will use those two interchangeably. In these examples that I've provided, I have used the 14%, ne? But they will always tell you, and they'll always be specific if you should use the 15% or the 14%. Always, they will tell you. In your questions, in some questions, you will find that it's still 14% because it's mostly textbooks that were made before 2018 April, and they have the 14% value. Okay, so I'm listing here, there's paraffin, there's brown bread, there's maize meal, there's samp, mealie rice, dried mealies, dried beans, lentils, tinned sardines, milk, powdered milk, rice, vegetables, fruit, vegetable oil, eggs. All of those are items that are exempt from VAT. So it would do you a lot of good to know these items, just so that it helps you. I mean, we are existing in this world together, right? I didn't know Inkomazi was exempt, but thank you for that, Lisette. Are you sure, Lisette? You might be correct, but I didn't know. Thank you. You taught me today, ne? Thank you for that. And then till sleeps, ne? Every time you buy an item from a shop, you should receive a till slip. So here it's saying by law, South African till slips must include the name of the shop. You should know where you bought that item from, the address of the shop, the VAT number of the shop, the words tax invoice, the shop's invoice number, the date and time of the sale, a description of the items or services bought, then the amount of VAT, as we've mentioned, it's charged 14%. But it has been charged 15% as of 1 April 2018. So for the purposes, like I've said, for the purposes of your tests and exams, they will tell you if you should use 14% or 15%. Yeah? In most questions, you can still find the 14%. So it doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means these were already in existence before the law changed in April 2018 when they changed the VAT to 15%. And then practically in the day-to-day where you're not in school now, you are going to ShopRite or you're going to Woolworths or you're going to Pick and Pay, wherever you're going to buy. As of April 2018 and to date, you should always check your receipt. It should be written 15% VAT. So it's no longer 14. Ever since April 2018 to now, it is 15%.
Dudu, five
Yes?
minutes to end of session.
Pila, what are we saying? What are you? Please explain what you're trying to say. We have 5 minutes, guys. Okay, I understand what you are saying, Pila. I'm not gonna. Okay, so that is the 15%, practically 15%. So we can't get to doing and the total amount payable. Oh yes, someone also mentioned that the cashier's name will be on the receipt. So yeah, in most of them you will find the cashier's name. In others you won't find. I won't get to this activity right now because we have 5 minutes left. Ne? So I need to respond to the questions you guys have asked regarding the previous work we did. Yes, Limondre, that is the next step from this. Next week, it's that we're continuing with finance. 5 round trips is 10 trips in total. Okay, which slide were you wanting me to go back to? We'll continue with the slips tomorrow. Today was just the introduction of the information about the slips, the financial documents. Ne? So tomorrow we'll finalize on the financial documents. We'll do all activities relating to financial documents. And then next week again, we'll continue until we are finished with the whole finance topic. So we'll cover even your income and your expenses and your bank statements, your compound interest, simple interest. We'll cover all of those topics. So keep attending the classes 3 p.m. Is this the slide you guys are responding to, Herman? Is this the slide? Okay. Are you okay now? Is it fine? It's nice to see new names, Pooms and Gwanda. It's nice to meet you guys. Herman and the others have been communicating this whole week, and Lisedi too. It's the first time I'm meeting Lisedi today. So welcome, guys. Again, I've provided my email address in the beginning. If you need any help after the class and probably still working on maths, you're welcome to drop me an email and we'll work through the questions together. So if it means you probably take a picture of whatever you're working with and you need me to help you solve that problem, take a picture, send an email. I'll also send a picture with the solution and we can discuss it. Ne? So whatever you need help with the math, we'll do it. Okay, let me go to that page with the email address. There is the page with the email address. And then please go check out our website. We need there's some information we need from you guys. So please check our website and fill in the details we require from you. It's my pleasure, Pilar. I hope you guys are relaxed and not stressing too much. Ne? Thank you. Tomorrow again, 3 p.m. Ne? We're continuing with this. And by Monday, you should have the worksheets for all the other work we've done since the first day of class. So you'll have that information by Monday. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Can we all be on time? Thank you so much, guys. I like that you don't disrupt. So thank you so much for communicating. I'm noting it down, Christina. And yeah, your suggestions, I'm noting them down. We'll do them. Yes, Herman, contact me on my email. I'll send you the papers. Yes, we will do it, Rehan. We will do text. We'll do those topics. Next week we're finishing off with finance, and then we're going to do the text. We will cover all those topics. Like I said, you can also send me your suggestions via email, and I'll be able to respond to all your queries and your suggestions. So send an email or go to the website. Yeah. No, there's no class Saturday. Class is Monday to Friday. We don't have classes on weekends. All right, G, we are done. I think you can end the lesson now. Thank you so much, everyone. Further from this, you can just get me or reach me on my email address. See you tomorrow. Bye.